Hey guys, it's Paradise, and if Ark Raiders isn't on your radar yet, it should be. This is a game that's been quietly gaining traction over the past year, and now after multiple playtests and creator impressions, it's becoming clear that Embark Studios might be sitting on something really special. In a sea of extraction shooters and live service games that blur together, Ark Raiders is standing out for all the right reasons, and not just because of who's making it. In this video, I'm going to get you fully caught up on what Ark Raiders is, why it's building a core following, what players and big streamers are saying about it, and most importantly, why it deserves your attention. So let's get into it. For anyone that hasn't heard of it yet, Ark Raiders is a third-person PvPvE extraction shooter set on a devastated future Earth where massive, deadly AI machines known as Ark are roaming the surface. You play as a raider, part of a scrappy underground resistance, trying to scavenge gear, complete objectives, and make it out alive. Each run will start in Speranza, a massive underground city hub, where you pick your loadout, tweak your perks, and then eventually head up to the surface. From here, it's all about how you survive and what you can bring back, dodging both the robots and other players along the way. It's made by Embark Studios, the same team behind the finals, but this game is a very different beast. Instead of the more chaotic arena setup and fast respawns, Ark Raiders is all about the tension and atmosphere. It's slower, heavier, and far more immersive, with massive deadly robots patrolling around, players scouring the area, and valuable loot to be found and hopefully extracted with to progress your base. Now, what makes this game special isn't just the premise though, it's the actual execution. I actually did get to play a recent tech test a little while ago, and our impressions are on the channel. But I can tell you straight away the thing that jumped out to me was how polished and atmospheric it felt, even for a tech test. The sound design is unreal, from the thumping footsteps of nearby Ark robots, to the distant gunfire and players yelling over proximity chat or using in-game emotes. It genuinely pulls you into the world and creates its own atmosphere. Since then, others have got into tech tests, and it's not just me saying this. Top streamers have also played and are echoing the same sentiment. When Shroud was asked about it, he said he thinks they really have something genuinely cool here. The average player won't care that it's an extraction game, they'll come in, take a free kit, and have an amazing journey. Who cares about the extraction part? Just experiencing the game is incredible, the atmosphere, the sound design, the pressure of all the robots. And I think Shroud touches on something interesting here. Ark Raiders isn't trying to just be the next Tarkov, it's more so leaning into its own identity and wanting to create its own moments. And I think these kind of moments appeal to gamers beyond just the hardcore extraction fans. Jackfrags also played it and said, "It's not that often that I can say a game has sunk its teeth into me as much as Ark Raiders did. I can't help but feel Embark Studios have got something special here." And to be honest, I think he hit the nail on the head. This isn't a game that just clicks mechanically, it also grabs you in and leaves you with an impression. It's the kind of game where even when you lose, you come away thinking it was sick. Whether you got ambushed, barely escaped an Ark mech patrol, or formed a last-second alliance with a stranger, every moment in the match can create a sort of story that plays out, and that's where the magic happens. Now, at its very core, Ark Raiders does follow the familiar extraction shooter loop. You head to the surface, complete some objectives, scavenge, loot, survive, and eventually extract. But the pacing, the polish, and the overall design and aesthetic and execution is what actually elevates this one above others in this same field. It's not just run and gun chaos, it's more slow, deliberate, and tense. Your ammo is scarce, your resources are limited, so picking your fights does matter. And when you combine this with the PvE elements, mainly being the varied and sometimes massive Ark machines, it creates a much more layered experience. On that point, some of those robots are brutal as well. They aren't even just bullet sponges, but real threats that force you to reposition, retreat, or rethink your approach entirely. Especially the giant flying ones that will absolutely tear you a new one. I had moments where I had to let go of looting a high-tier area just to avoid being spotted by one because I knew I didn't have enough ammo and meds to deal with it. And that decision is a choice, and it could go either way, but I still feel like I made the right choice there, even though I technically lost out on some loot. On top of this, the player interactions are also unpredictable, as sometimes you'll run into someone and it becomes a silent standoff. You don't know whether or not they're looking for a fight, or that they'll just shoot you the moment they have the advantage. So it's this unpredictability that makes every run thrilling and fun. The community feedback has also been extremely passionate, especially for an unreleased game. It's gathering quite a core and excited following across Reddit and online forums. One player described a night fight where flares were going off, the Ark alarms were blaring, and players were yelling across proximity chat. They said it was complete chaos and ultimately their friend lost all their gear as they got betrayed, but still walked away feeling that it was awesome. And I do think that says a lot. Even when people are failing, they're still having fun. Another player admitted they didn't even know what Ark Raiders was until they randomly got access, and now they're completely hooked to it after teaming up with a stranger and surviving a 15-minute extraction together. They said it gave them withdrawal symptoms when the test ended. Another comment that I thought was really insightful was someone pointing out that sneaking past the Ark robots feels like a game within a game. Finding out how each robot behaves and then using stealth or distractions to outmaneuver them. And so this kind of design rewards you for playing smart rather than just running around and gunning everywhere. It makes everything feel a bit more fresh and means that you're not always having to actively engage in combat to make it through a match. And on top of this, there's also the console crowd. People are simply excited because there aren't many quality extraction shooters on console, so Ark Raiders might be the one to finally fill that void in a way that feels approachable to people. Ultimately, what really has me excited for Ark Raiders is how much it gets right. The gunplay feels satisfying, the progression makes you want to keep coming back, and the visuals are detailed and immersive. But most importantly, it isn't just a copy and paste of other similar games. It's trying to do its own thing, and it's doing a good job so far. Of course, there's still work to do, the PvP will need watching closely for balance, and the AI can definitely be improved. But these are tech tests that we're talking about, and it already feels more put together than a lot of fully released games that are out there. If Embark keeps refining it, adding new content, expanding the roster of weapons and maps, and manages to avoid the usual monetization pitfalls, then this could easily be one of the standout titles of 2025, and perhaps even one of the top tier PvP games on the market. Honestly, it's not just for extraction shooter fans, but for anyone looking for something a bit more immersive and intense. So with this all in mind, will you be keeping an eye on Ark Raiders, or are you waiting to see more? Let us know what you think down below, and if you want more coverage on this one, be sure to subscribe because I'll be back with more details when the information drops. Here at Arekkz Gaming, we're two friends who love to play games. You have me, Paradise, as well as 26.
Our goal is to keep the videos as concise as possible by cutting out any of the fluff and focusing on what really matters with high quality videos.
So make sure you're subscribed down below for more videos on your favorite games coming very, very soon.